If you feel like you've been wasting your life and you feel like you've just pretty much screwed up everything, you are not doing well financially, maybe you don't have the best body or the body that you wish you had, overall you just kind of feel like disappointed in how life has been going, watch this video because I'm going to tell you some of the things that will fix your life today. You could start changing your life today, but either way, over the course of 6 months, you should be able to completely do a 360 and change your life drastically. Now, there really are only a few things that you need to do to truly lead a successful life. And I'm going to tell you what those 3 things are in this video. Now, the first thing that I wanted to talk about, you probably already heard this, you know that comparing yourself to other people is one of the worst things that you can do, yet we still do it all the time here on social media. And the reason why you can't do that is because you really don't know how people's lives are. One example is, look at Elon Musk. If you just watched the video with Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson, you see that he's struggling tremendously with his child and with his wife and with the wives that he's had kids with. It's not going well for him. And so whatever you're looking for, whether it's happiness or success, you got to understand that there's a trade-off to everything, that you have to sacrifice something for whatever you want. And it all comes down to what you want to sacrifice. Most people on social media are lying. They're lying about how much money they're making. They're lying about their relationships and how good their lives are and how happy they are. So it's really hard to follow people and listen to people. And at the end of the day, you could only take what people say with a grain of salt and kind of play Legos with it. And that's one of the cool things about that we had as growing up in this world, is we had Legos, because everything is like Legos. We're really just piecing all these different things together to find what works for us. And there is never going to be a blueprint that fits everybody. So in terms of health and money, there really only are a few things that you need to do and that are critically important. The first one is you need to be able to be okay with talking about yourself and talking about what you do. That's the most important thing. A lot of people are nervous to do that. They feel like they're bothering people. They feel like you're trying to be humble, you're trying to be liked, and you don't want to bother people. And the truth is, the people that will get bothered by you promoting your stuff, promoting your services, your product, marketing it out into the world, those people are people that are on the sidelines that are judging. People that are in the process of marketing their services and products and letting the people in the world know that they're here and they exist, they're not judging you. They're looking at you and they're either, well, I guess they might be judging you to an extent, but they're not judging you in the sense that they're looking down at you for your marketing. They're not thinking, wow, can't believe this guy's doing this, what a loser, or whatever. They're looking at your work and they're just seeing whether or not it's up to snuff. Like, is it good marketing? Or they might be looking at your stuff and learning from you and seeing how that fits with their niche, or maybe you're one of their competitors. The people that are doing it and marketing their stuff, they aren't judging you. And the only people that are judging you are people who are on the sidelines, and they're playing a different game. They're playing the like me game or the admiration game. They're playing the social game. How can I get more people to like me and think what I'm doing is cool, rather than actually having a good life and having financial success and everything? So the most important thing you can do is just talk to people. And if you're having a hard time choosing a niche, I'm not going to go in on this in this video. That's an entirely different video. This is more of a high level view of how to completely change your life and unscrew yourself for the most part. And so go through all the stuff that you've done in your life and all the skills that you have, and you'll sort of be able to figure out what you have to offer. And the most important thing is starting a YouTube channel like this, or starting to communicate and vocalize what you have to offer and anything about you in the social media space. You don't have to choose a specific niche yet. When you start having a product and a service, then you want to niche down. So let's say you have a particular product for personal trainers. That'll be your niche for a period of time for your service and product. And so here's a quick little thing that'll save you a whole shitload of time. There are 2 kinds of people. There are people that have this a lot of pressure and they're completely impatient, and they're going to just want to go onto YouTube right here and find out what other people are doing. So one of the biggest things that people are doing right now is faceless YouTube channels, faceless shorts. If you're watching somebody telling you about this service or product, a way to make money on YouTube, it's not too late, but it's going to be highly competitive and sophisticated, the market, and a bunch of people are trying it. It's not the best strategy. One of the best strategies is find, and this will save you a lot of time. In the beginning, it might feel like it's taking longer, but in the long run, you will outcompete all of these other people who looked for what business to start on YouTube. So you have all these people that are watching the SMMA people, and so all these young men are seeing these videos and they're thinking, okay, I'm going to start an SMMA agency or an SMMA company because I could do it and I could see these other people doing it. Now, maybe you can do it, but it's a lot smarter to find a particular niche. So we'll use the example of the personal trainers. You know, you just want to help NASM personal trainers. Now, NASM is a certification for personal trainers, and so there's a whole group of them. So you have this whole pool of people, and they're just NASM personal trainers. And now what you're going to do, and this is what Sam Ovens did with property managers. If you know who Sam Ovens is, and if you're into entrepreneurship, well, then you know about him, obviously. And so he found property managers, and all he did was call them up and just said, hey, I was wondering, or he first emailed them and everything. He was like, I was wondering if I could sit down and have a conversation with you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just doing some market research and kind of want to understand your business in the market and what some of the things that are your biggest struggles and biggest pain points. And sure enough, people were really happy to jump on calls with him, and he was spending hours talking to these people and learning about their problems. And he said relatively quickly, within like 6 people to 12 people, he started to realize that there was a pattern, and they were really struggling with doing property appraisals, or not appraisals, but just sort of assessing the properties and everything. And so he and a friend, they ended up coding this like app where they could take a photo or take a video of the property, and then they'd be able to assess the property. And that ended up being a successful business. And this was before consulting.com. That's what he did. And so that's what you're going to do. You're going to pick somebody like personal trainers. It has to be a niche, a people. You could describe them, and there's only a finite group of them. And you're going to just reach out to them, and you don't have to do any crazy cold email system or whatever these people are doing. That's later. That's going to be in the future. All you need to do is keep it simple. Reach out to people, reach out to humans, a specific avatar like personal trainers, NASM personal trainers, and just start doing some market research. And then eventually you'll find something that you can offer. And then when you have that offer, everything is completely baked in. You don't have to do all these hard things where you're sitting down and imagining and brainstorming what your offer can be and everything. You know for a fact, because you spoke to the people who you're going to be offering it to. They literally told you what they want. So you already know. When you figure out this thing and you build it, and then you start to market to people, you could say, I spoke with this many blah blah blah, this many personal trainers, and this is what they struggle with. Does this sound like you? And then boom, now you have your marketing. So it's really easy, and it's really straightforward. Now the most important thing is that you should have some sort of interest in these group of people. If you're interested in law to a degree, or pick the people that you have something interested in. So like personal trainers, a lot of young men are interested in fitness. So there you go. You have an interest. I'm interested in fitness and helping people get healthy. So you don't necessarily have to become a personal trainer. You could just get to know personal trainers and help them. That's the most important thing when it comes to financial success and figuring out what business to start. The next most important thing is your relationships. And this is something that a lot of people don't talk about in the success money community, the entrepreneurship guru stuff here. Your relationships are the most important thing, particularly your values. So a lot of people they're gonna prioritize making money and people that have something to give you, people that have something, you're kind of just looking for people that could help you level up, essentially. And so you're surrounding yourself around people with all these shallow things. You're surrounding yourself around people that have the things that you want, and they're successful and everything, and you're hoping that that rubs off on you. Now, there's plenty of successful people out there. The most important thing is to identify the successful people that also align with your core beliefs and having some sort of core value system. This is what's going to help you build a network and a relationship with people that is a lot stronger and that goes a lot further. Because at the end of the day, what is the whole point of having money and all this stuff if you don't have people to spend it with? And if you don't have people that you genuinely care about or you enjoy being around? You could go and find that super hot trophy wife. You could find those cool friends that are constantly boasting about their money. But at the end of the day, if you can't sit down and genuinely enjoy being around these people, have something that's deeper rather than just all this shallow stuff, it's going to be, you're still going to be sad and depressed. You're just going to be sad and depressed with money. The most important thing that you can start doing right now, I'm assuming that you're in a situation where maybe you're working a really shitty job, or you are going to school, or maybe you're not going to school, but you're just kind of in a shitty situation. You don't have a lot of friends, you're not talking to a lot of people. Let's just assume you're in the shittiest situation as you can be in. One of the first things to do is sit down, get a piece of paper, or maybe you don't even need a piece of paper, but just know the things that you care about, the things that you genuinely like and care about, and then go find those communities. Try to find, let's say you really care about blind people. Maybe you had a family member who was blind, and so that's something that you have a connection with. So then go find an organization that's local to your area or that's online, and find a nonprofit that helps blind people. Then you would just reach out to them and start volunteering 1 day a week. You could afford to volunteer 1 day a week for something that you care about, and just do something like that. Maybe you really like chess, and so you're going to go find a chess club, and then you're just going to play chess with people. The whole idea is to find the things that you genuinely really care about and go and put yourself out in those environments where you find other people that also care about that thing. Then you're more likely to meet the people that you really connect with, because obviously the thing that brought you guys together is something that you guys fundamentally care about. So that's one of the most important things. So the first one was making money. So you need to find something to make money. And if you want to start a business, the best thing to do is to do market research first. Find an avatar, do market research on them. The other one that I mentioned was talking about yourself on the internet, letting people know that you exist, letting them know what you do, marketing. You need to do that. That's probably the most important thing that you're going to do on a day-to-day basis. The bulk of your time is letting people know you exist and that you have something to offer. If you're not doing that, if you're not spending at least a fraction of your day letting people out in the world know what you do, know what you care about, know about you, you're wasting your time. Now, you don't have to start offering a product or service to begin with, and you could still be, let's say you're doing DoorDash, or you're driving Uber, or you're working some minimum wage job. While you're doing that, at least find 1 to 2 hours a day to go on social media and share something about yourself. Make a video. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start doing it, and don't be cheesy and cut corners and try to find quick ways to get views and followers and subscribers. That's not the goal here yet. Your goal is to find your tribe. And so if you're doing all these things to get subscribers and views, you're going to be disingenuous, and you're going to post really cringy things that are uncomfortable that you're going to want to delete, and then it wastes all your time. Just go on and post something that you really care about, that you really believe. That could be something about, let's say you really love fitness and you really believe the most important thing is to take care of your body. Just make a video about that. Maybe you could make a video about our food system, and you could just literally jump on, do what I'm doing right here, put up your phone and say, the food system is broken. All the food that they're offering us is crap, and it's almost like we're being set up to fail and have horrible bodies and everything, and just express your thoughts on that. Maybe that's just an example. So that's what you're gonna do first, and then you're gonna start building. You're gonna create a schedule or find some sort of community that you really care about, like the examples that we just said. You like chess, and then just commit to going to one chess event a week, and it could be an hour, and just that's what you do. Like, I'm going to this chess event or to this gathering where people play chess, and just commit to learning and doing that and being around those people, meeting those people. Let's say you go to one of those events, or you go to like a nonprofit event where they're doing fundraising, or you're volunteering for somebody. Go there, do that for a while. If you don't feel like those are your people and it doesn't feel right, well then leave, find another one. The quicker that you could find a community or people that you belong with, the more likely you are to meet the people that you're going to have long-term, lifelong relationships with. And these are going to be the people that care about you and that help you with your business and everything else. The most important thing to change your life around today, and this one's a really tough one. This one's hard for so many people. It was really hard for me. And it's really tough for some reason. It's crazy, but it's one of the easiest things to do. It's one of it's right there. This is one of the easiest ways to change your life, and that is getting good sleep. And not just getting good sleep, on top of getting good sleep, but eating healthy too. And you can eat healthy on a budget, it just takes more time. Having a consistent and steady sleep schedule is the most important thing. And there's some science and data that talks about how one of the between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. there's really critical reparations going on for our brain and our body. So it's not just about getting 8 hours of sleep. It's actually about going to sleep following the sun. There's a reason why our ancestors went to sleep with the sun and woke up with the sun, and why, we didn't have lights. We didn't have lights that could keep us up when the sun went down. So we just followed the sun. And our biology is still tuned to that, so we need to go to sleep when the sun goes down and wake up when the sun goes up. So having a solid schedule. So right now I have the same schedule. I go to sleep, I start to lie down at 8 p.m. and I usually fall asleep around 8:30 p.m. or 8:45 p.m. and then I wake up at 4:30, 4:45 p.m. and I do that every day. Or I wake up at 4:45 a.m., 4:30 a.m. and I'm on a strict sleep schedule, and it's the same every day, and it's with the sun. So I'm up a little bit early before the sun, and I go to sleep with the sun, and that just helps tune your circadian rhythm. You are more well rested, because when your body gets used to a schedule, it knows when to fall asleep, and it has all its cycles in place. You'll find that when you have your sleep schedule set in place and everything, you feel a ton better. You have more energy, you have more confidence. And yeah, and then this one's more specific towards men, but one of the key things that you could start to do today is, maybe you can't do it today, but you could do it if you want to get your testosterone levels checked. Oftentimes the way you sleep, the blue light and the bad food causes testosterone levels to drop, and that could completely destroy your life. So just make sure your testosterone is in order. One thing that I can tell you for sure is that most Americans are deficient in magnesium. I think most people in the West are deficient in magnesium. And magnesium is a mineral that is very critical for a lot of functions in the body. And if you are deficient in magnesium, you'll probably have high levels of anxiety, irritability, bad sleep, and just a whole slew of problems. So probably you should definitely go and buy some magnesium glycinate. I'll have a link down below, but I'll have a link to all the resources that'll help you down below. So either way, you probably want to take magnesium glycinate. Now, you don't have to. If you really want to get particular about this, you could go get a blood test and check your levels of minerals and nutrients and everything, but it's almost guaranteed that you're probably deficient in magnesium glycinate. The way to changing your life as quickly as possible is starting with the immediate things that you could change today. And you really have to understand that if you don't start governing your own life, somebody else will. The whole point of the United States was self-governance. We needed to everybody needed to be have some sort of self-governance and to follow under a higher power, to have an order. And if you don't have that order, it's all chaos. People are unhappy, people are doing all these horrible things, and then the world becomes a shittier place. And then you need to have a dictator or some sort of controller step in to control people, because everything's a complete and utter mess. And that's where we're heading to right now. And so it is your responsibility to really become your own governor. To sum up, everybody wants to have the good life. That's what we're all on the path to, which is being financially successful, not being worried about money, having good, close, tight-knit relationships and a community around us, and being healthy physically, the entire body. And the first things that you can start to do today to change that is eating well, getting a good sleep cycle and sleeping, and then starting to really double down on how your relationships are being built. Now, you might have to nub some of your relationships, and this is going to be the hardest part, because when you sit down and you determine what it is exactly that you want to do and what it is that you care about, you're going to have to tell these people, the relationships that you already have, and some of them are going to work against you. There's going to be friction, and they're not going to be fully in alignment with that. And you're going to ease out of spending time with them, because you're going to be waking up every day focusing on a few select things. And there's only so much time. Time goes by so fast. And eventually the people who don't care about those things, they're not going to be there anymore. And the whole idea is to have a community of people that are with you, that care about the things that you're doing and are on the journey with you.